I'd like to call the Dover special select board meeting on Thursday, December 18th at 1:09 p.m. to order. First order of business is capital plans budget meeting, first capital building. So Travis looks like he's queued up on some of this stuff right here. And I love seeing you with a computer, it's great.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll try it out here.
So we're looking at the 26-27 column. So
I have 25,000 in for that. I think Mike had eight something for something else, right, Mike?
You have.
For what?
You have.
For which piece?
Oh, look at this
The
color.
ones I sent you,
This one.
there were changes from this morning.
okay, so I have the first under 26-27 is for police station $830.
Yeah,
Or an
that-
antenna.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know how to break that, so that's for,
Outside antenna.
yeah, for the in-car camera system.
Mhm.
Just to replace one that's starting to fail and they no longer service.
And that's it?
That's it that I need, I don't know, if Mark, I had like kind of a wish list of things to look forward. Thinking, I don't know when you wanna talk about that, such as our garage floor is in pretty bad shape. Real bad shape from salt and snowmobiles and everything, and I have a rough estimate of about $12,000. To put in a floor like what we did at the firehouse.
Using
Nice flooring, something to think about, it's not a necessity next year, but moving forward, I don't know if we wanna push some of this stuff out. What your guys' thoughts are, our bathroom floor needs to be replaced, it's just. Vinyl tile is in really bad shape in our bathroom floor, our carpets have been done, and other things have been done in the office, but that.
That doesn't sound very expensive.
Nah, we're thinking like $1,500 tops, and I know that stuff needs, Marco was reminding me that stuff needs to be done here, and maybe we could roll it into the same.
Mhm.
You know, it's just a small space. A new flagpole, all we have is like one of those little ones that. Set flag in and it keeps breaking off our sign, it's kind of like rotted right there. So I don't know if we wanna do something like we did here, or something smaller, or just a thought.
That's what I have the 25,000 in for.
But it's
Parking lot
fresh up.
paving, a new sign and flagpole.
Yeah, new sign was there too.
Yep.
So wait, now where is that?
It's not up to date then.
These numbers are an hour old, 2 hours.
So
Oh,
So we're
No
gonna-
wonder.
Yeah.
we're looking at the wrong
We were
thing.
working right up to the meeting. Okay.
You
Right up to the meeting.
You are a rock star, friend.
So then
Thank you.
throw that out.
Okay, now I make more, I was like,
830, there you go.
okay, so the 25-830 includes all those things?
Everything that I mentioned and the 8 something that Mike mentioned.
Yeah, that's just based on
Yeah.
for the intent.
Okay,
Okay.
the rest is all parking lot and the flooring, no,
Parking lot, sign and flagpole replacement.
What about that?
That's all stuff that's not in the board next year yet. Stuff
Okay.
that doesn't need to be next year, but.
whoa, hold on, what, Shannon?
Signs,
Yeah,
I have any budgeted for signs in my budget for town signage. So if both of you need signs, we should really be coming. From me.
I would like a sign from them.
so you want to sign from her too?
I've got one.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
already done.
Okay, so do we have any idea how much the sign was as part of it?
5,000.
Okay, so we could take that down by 5,000?
Yep.
Okay, yes,
Do we want to put the bathroom floor in, which you said was around 1,500?
That's a rough guess, yeah, probably about 1,500.
Do we wanna put that in and then just lower it by 35?
That's up to you guys. I think that's pretty small. I think that's something we can just do, but up to you. we want to budget for it or not.
Okay,
You know what I
so
mean?
then I think that I would like, as I wanna use this as a building block, can we put the. Garage floor, 27, 28, and if that's what these columns are supposed to be, so that
Right.
we're looking forward.
Right, yes, I didn't have access to that, so I
Okay.
had kind of a wish list that I passed on to Marco.
Okay, so we'll put 12,000 in there for next year,
For 27, 28,
yes,
garage floor,
yes,
4,000.
should you, it'll probably go up,
That's a rough numbers that
Okay.
Mitch helped me get yesterday.
okay. So there's no,
That's for that epoxy.
Yeah.
so if we put the bathroom floor in and take out the sign, it's 22,330. So let's make it 22,500. Okay. That good? You good?
Yep.
You good, Mike?
No,
Okay,
the only other thing, and I don't know where it should fall, and so I gave it to Marco here. We could really use a new interview room camera system. At the PD. We're running on, I told you before, we're running kind of a piecemeal system from. Old cameras that weren't part of the system that we have now, and the hard drive is one of the vehicle hard drives that will run inside of the building for us. So it's one of those hard drives that started to fail. The company that we currently use, for all of our camera stuff has what they call a, interview room and cell camera solution. It would be a contract, kind of like we're doing with the body cameras. Yeah, that contract looks like about $7,500 the first year and $5,600
Oof.
each additional year.
Ooh,
And it's mainly the cloud storage. And the licensing is what we're paying for. So it'll go into the same system that we're using now. That cloud storage system, which has been great, it's. Everybody really likes how it works, it's streamlined our workflow quite a bit. But if we went with the same company, which makes sense to keep everything on one system, that's the price.
yes,
Is that in the capital budget or does that go in as become an operating expense because it's an ongoing expense?
Yeah, I wasn't sure where to.
I think it should be in on the regular budget.
So then, I don't know if we wanna talk about that later when we review.
Whew, things are getting mighty expensive. Yes, Sarah.
So you have camera systems in the cars
Yes,
and body cameras.
yes,
And now the interview, is there any situation where those systems are all linked and there's some overlap and we could maybe save some money?
no,
Okay,
it's the easy.
That's,
well,
I mean,
I'd ask.
there's overlap in as much as there's very small time periods where someone's gonna be on all three of those cameras. But that's when we're literally moving someone from a cruiser into the holdings.
Well, I'm thinking more like cloud storage costs or anything like that.
No,
Okay,
that part is what it is. That's with discounts for already having
oh,
the.
that's the lower price.
That's the great price, yes.
and there's obviously no grant money out there these days.
Not for any of this, nope.
Let's put that note on hold right now and see where we come back around.
Travis says it's.
Yes, Trav.
I don't know. I just noticed that there is a PD technology under the equipment.
Mhm.
I just didn't know if that might. I don't know what comes out of there or what, but
Okay,
maybe
well,
maybe that would be the one to bump up to. Who can't
But
go,
we
I don't know.
input,
There's already other stuff in that.
Yeah, but. You know,
But should that be? added
bump
to
that
line?
up, yeah,
yeah, so when we get to that, we will look at what that does. All right, so at this point, we're at 22,500 for 26, 27 and 12,000
Mhm.
for 27, 28.
Yes.
Now are we good?
Mhm.
Okay. Transfer station, nothing.
nothing.
Okay, we can move on then. Town garage, 34,000.
Okay,
Okay,
That can be cut back to 25. My apologies. 5,000, 5 to 8,000 for the reseal on the roof. And then 15 or so
the monitoring,
for the tank, in-ground tank monitoring system.
that's a one-time,
That's a one-time.
there's no $5,600 every year for monitoring.
No,
That's on site, I assume.
yeah, that in-ground tank monitoring is what we get tested from the state every year, and it's pretty old, our in-ground tank system, so I think we should spend money and get that updated before that whole system gets more expensive.
Okay, we will reduce that to 25. Cause we've got all the doors
Right.
done.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
yep.
and it's you good?
Hey, Vicky, Joe
Hi.
here.
Hey,
Hey.
Joe,
Does it make sense for us to go above ground with our fueling station in the future? Travis, have you looked into that
If
at all?
we-
With this monitoring system is so expensive. States requiring the requirements and more requirements and also
If
more
we-
requirements.
If we came to the point where we would have to upgrade or replace our tanks, absolutely. At that time, I would recommend that we, but yeah.
So
But
when
you'd
could
still
that
have to
be?
have,
oh, hold on, Travis is still talking, Joe.
but you'd still have to have some sort of monitoring system. It would just be a little bit different.
Thanks.
So looking out the next year. Does that,
Right,
I really would like to see us even build
Out
2 or
further.
3 years more, so that we can really see things that we are anticipating. I think I said this last year too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to buy some sort of roof to put between the 2 shipping containers to have some more outdoor cold storage at the
That
shop.
doesn't sound ridiculous.
Right,
Okay,
20 or 30,000 for that. I don't know if it's something they make kits that can be purchased, or we could stick build something,
mm-hmm.
but I think it'd be handy
It'd
to
give you
get some.
more coverage.
Yep.
Okay,
When is that?
30. So let's
Like
put
a roof
one,
system
No, but
or,
when?
27.
oh, yeah, 27, 28.
It's got it 30, I think.
30?
Is it? Okay, yeah, it is.
anything else?
No.
Okay. Town hall, nothing.
No, because the floors are gonna carry over.
Okay,
Those have not been done yet,
okay.
unless. I'm
Unless,
gonna bring this up, unless you guys wanna plant a tree. For the Christmas tree, center it in the front lawn. Now that the ramp and everything is done.
Near the flagpole.
Yeah, remember we had talked about it before, but we wanted to get the wheelchair ramp finished and everything like that.
and it won't block the monuments.
No, it would be like in that lawn right in front of the ramp.
Oh, that,
Centered in the building, in the center of the building.
Photo of galore.
Yeah, pretty much, plant something that's. Decent height now, not too big, that we can decorate, and when it gets too big. We could uproot it or replant it somewhere else and put another one in and get a lot of years out of it, because right now we're paying.
yeah. I like the idea. We'd have to find something that is somewhat tolerant to salt and stuff like that. Because we had that problem with the park up here.
Yeah.
Lot were planted and they died.
Yep.
So, and they were evergreens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, finding the right tree would be important.
But I mean,
I have no idea what that would cost.
yeah,
Do you?
no, I don't think a couple thousand would get you a tree that was decent and we could put it in, obviously, or
Mhm.
assist with putting it in.
Maybe try to get somebody to put it in
Yeah. we could
and
do that too.
guarantee it.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
because after what happened at the park,
Yep.
it was like we multiple times put more trees back up
Yep.
there. They still don't look great. so.
Yeah.
Okay, what does the board think about a permanent Christmas or permanent decorated
Permanent
tree,
evergreen tree.
evergreen tree in front of the town hall?
I like it.
That's a good idea.
I like it.
Joe? No. Okay, I'd like it too. So it's
Respect.
2,000 for a permanent evergreen tree in front of the town hall, so we don't buy ones
What
every
year?
year. This coming year?
6, 7.
Yep,
I mean,
that sounds great.
Yes, I did. It's out now, apparently.
And nothing for 27, 28? At this point?
Unless you wanted to pave the parking lot.
Hmm.
What are we? Hey, Vicky, Joe here.
Yeah, Joe.
So what are we doing with a tree now? I've just been walking off a plane. What are we doing with a tree?
Okay, so Travis suggested rather than buying a tree that will tip over and every year for the decorated tree out in front of the town hall, that we plant a evergreen tree in that space.
Okay.
And
Sounds
then it's
good.
there permanently.
Sure, and it gets bigger and bigger. That's awesome. We can put
Okay.
more and more lights on. I love the idea. As long as it doesn't cost more than $50.
amortized over the life of the tree, it'll be way less than that per year.
So we suggested we need to find the right tree that is salt tolerant. And that it be installed potentially by a company who might guarantee it.
I'm leaving.
For a year. That's about it. But yeah, no, I like the idea. It should be nice to have a planting out there anyways.
So we plugged in $2,000 for that.
Holy 2,000. Okay.
I don't know. We don't know. We're guessing.
Well, we can get one out of the National Forest for $5 each year.
But if
and
we
put
Cut
on-
it down, not dig it up.
I know. I'm just putting a little humor into the meeting, but yeah, sure.
All right,
$2,000.
laughing. Thank you,
All right.
Joe.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm just getting off a plane. I just got to walk, but I'm in the meeting now.
Okay.
I should be able to talk. I just got to get my ear pod in, and then I should be able to be more responsive. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, that's it. All right. Town office? Nothing?
That's.
Oh. Look, the emergent, the ramp door.
One out back.
Yeah, the one out back.
Yeah, it doesn't work well.
Doesn't open.
Doesn't open, doesn't close, the
Well, it
bottom's
does open.
pulling apart.
Okay.
It's a heat loss.
Well, and if anybody actually needs it, which I got to find out this summer, it's,
Hey, I got
you need a couple people
Question
help,
for you, sir. What?
or it defeats the purpose.
The bus. I'm here. Huh?
Are you talking to us, Joe?
No.
Okay,
Then you,
Travis, do you want to try to get a quote on that or something before?
I think it's something our maintenance guys can do.
You think so?
Yep, I do. 100%.
Yes, Jeanette?
And so cause we haven't used that 20,000 that was in there for this year. So we can just continue to carry that over for painting and carpeting. And also the front door still is,
Not good.
it's still not, sometimes it's the push lock, it doesn't open. If it's too cold, it won't open. If it's unlocked, trying to lock it at night, it doesn't,
Okay.
it's,
Okay.
and there's definitely
New
some
mechanism.
like air getting through around it too, so.
Well, the carpeting and interior paint, are we anticipating any of that being done in this fiscal year?
Not unless it's done before July, so I don't,
So we'll push that forward,
I would
just in case,
carry it over.
carry over, and then,
Move it.
Yeah.
Move it.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it stays in there, right?
right.
Yeah.
And then an estimate on these particular door issues,
Mhm.
and Linda's got probably her moisture issues downstairs.
Small.
So I have a couple of things. So the stairwells,
all the cold air, like the one on this side, there's no way to close that off. So all the cold air comes down. On the other side, we've been keeping that door propped open for the dehumidifiers. But I'm closing it now because it gets really cold. And then you have to crank the heat up, which to me is a waste of oil. So that's like two things, if we could figure out how to close off that opening there. Zeb suggested a blanket. And then the other side, but then closing that door leads into the mold issue. So are we cold, are we moldy? Are we cold or mold? So that's.
I think we're gonna have to revisit this building because it sounds like we need to deal with the moisture, humidity issues downstairs. And this has been going on way before we were here. And we need to deal with that, and then obviously. There's some kind of draft issue going on, and so there's.
And also in my office, the lights. And I've, what's his face has come over a couple of times. And I know he's really busy, cause I don't hear from him again.
What's his face?
Yes, thank you. When I use the copier, either one, the lights just flicker. And he did put a dimmer switch on it, thinking that would make a difference. Which basically, if you turn the lights off, it really helps. But so the dimmer does really no good. I think there was a reason why they couldn't do that office when they changed everything else out to the LEDs. And is that because it's all concrete?
Probably because the vault's directly above it, right?
Mhm.
Am I wrong? I don't
Is that
know.
where it is?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's, and everything is on one,
Circuit,
thank you.
okay, so I think we're gonna need somebody, a professional come in and work with that in particular. So, this is gonna be a multi-year thing. Okay, Tabby.
Just the back entrance,
Mhm.
the concrete for the back steps is fracturing on one side. There's still no railing on the right-hand side. As you step out, there's a broken post, but the post should go where the railing should get replaced. And it would be very helpful to have just a motion detector light or something, so as we're going in and out after meetings, whatever, in the dark into the pitch black. I mean,
That's not very expensive, yes.
I mean, how
So-
I could just.
Next year, guys. I wish you guys would sit down and have this conversation amongst yourselves, so you have a hit list that you can give to Travis, so he can do some work in advance. Because it's a lot to come out at this meeting in December, and it could be a conversation that's had in the summer and then one again in the fall, and so it gives everybody a chance to weigh in where they see their deficiencies, and a lot of them, like Linda has deficiencies downstairs that most people don't encounter in this building. So I'd love to see at least somebody take a lead on trying to get everybody's observations about what's going on here, because this is kind of coming. I mean, Travis had nothing here because he had heard nothing.
Building meeting.
Yeah. Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, so we do talk about this stuff, like as, throughout the year. I know the school at one point had, I don't know if they were looking at hiring somebody or they did, but they had sort of on a consulting basis, they brought somebody in and said, what is it that you need?
Mhm.
We all can sit with that person and they can maybe scope out the work, maybe get bids, because I think it's a lot.
There is a lot.
So I don't know if that might be something that,
That
we could look into to just get.
I think all of these are good ideas. I just think that this is hard to come here and.
Oh, absolutely, I can,
And now it's like, and this, and this, and this, and this, and you know, we weren't aware of all of these deficiencies. And even just start making a list of things that you see, like put it up on the wall and say, you know, that there's no railing and you need a motion sensor light and things like that, so that when you forget about it and you come together and have a meeting and say, these are really priorities for this building.
Mhm.
Cause it's an old building, so. Other people, other thoughts?
Do we wanna try to get any of it done in the coming year?
I think we do need to try to get some of it done.
Should they come back to us with a?
I think we should try to do those doors.
The doors are easy.
And the lights, there's gonna be a lot of printing happening.
Yeah, something's not right with that, obviously, yes. And putting a motion sensor out here is, with a light is a no-brainer, it's easy. So,
Don't we, there is one at the front of the building.
Yeah, that
Hello?
doesn't here. It's dark. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, that's not a big deal, so we should plan to do some of this stuff. I think that,
and and I know obviously he hasn't been around in a while, but we do communicate a lot of these things to Dave, you know, and just.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't have a facilities manager, it's sort of like who's in, you know,
right,
he's pulled in many different directions, so.
Hello?
hold on, let's have Dan talk.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan.
You just need to pick a point person in the building to have a list, you know. Just somebody that they go to so that they could tell whatever they need to do. Because expecting somebody from another building to come in and ask is ridiculous.
Linda.
There's a whiteboard, a big whiteboard right outside my office door that I leave
Good.
notes on, so anybody could write stuff there. I'm also willing to try lamps to see, I don't know if that would make any difference. If the pole from the overhead is, I don't know, but I'm not a big fan of overhead lights anyway. So I could try that and that would buy us more time.
I think that your office and the whole downstairs is a project unto itself. And that we need to do, and we need to start doing some work, understanding what we need to do next year. And I mean, I'd love to do it this year, but we're not there. So some of these other smaller things we can certainly do, but we need to start moving on mitigating what's going on down there. Yeah. All right, so now I have no idea.
So you said the doors, a motion sensor out in back. And then we had also talked about dealing with the electricity, you know, with the lighting downstairs, but now we're saying that's a bigger project, we're gonna.
I think the lighting and the humidity issues down there really it's all gonna go together, because we may have to. I'm not an electrician, but we may have to run things a little differently because of it. So I hate to do one of those without doing, you know, it's the whole thing. Now the steps out here, that's not a big deal either, right?
No, not really, because those can be purchased precast.
Yes.
And the railing.
With railing all in,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can have Washburn Vault or whoever
Mm-hmm.
form those up and pour them and
Yeah, that's what we
probably
did at the
deliver
town
them
hall.
for us, yeah.
Sarah.
So what I have written down for this coming year then is the rear railing, steps and a motion sensor light, and then both doors being replaced. Is that
Mm-hmm.
what we've said?
You wanna do the front door again and the back one, or just
Or is it just the lock out here?
it probably just a locking
Yeah.
mechanism and some.
Jeanette doesn't think so.
No, she's.
No,
Wavering.
but there's still like a gap around the door.
It doesn't fit in the frame correctly?
Yeah, I mean, when it's open, the air comes through. I mean, when it's closed but not locked, the air comes through.
Okay,
I
so
don't
we'll
know.
look at the door and see if it can be fixed as is with a new
Yeah,
lock on
right.
it.
Yeah.
Or if we have to completely replace it.
Cause the door's brand new.
Yeah, the door is new, but
All right, and so do you want to give us a guesstimate today or
Or
for all of those things? The steps, the railing, the motion sensor out here, both doors,
12,000.
all right.
That's for we can't change 25, 26.
No, we're changing 26, 27. And then I think going to the next year, I think we need to put more money in if we're gonna attack the assessor's office down there. And I have no idea. Yes,
One more thing. At one point, I remember some discussion back about windows, etc. I don't know where that is in the scheme of things, but I do know that in my back corner, and I believe also in Marco's area, the storm windows are either non-functional or broken. And that meaning it could be a simple fix, it could be something, but certainly in that corner of the building, it's
okay.
very windy, very cold, so.
Can you investigate, have your maintenance people investigate those? Yes, thank you. Sarah?
Yeah, I was just gonna say either Travis or one of his people walk through the whole building and make a wish list of everything with on a day when everybody's here, so you guys can all say, oh, and this, and then that will.
And
allow
prioritize
time,
things.
Right, instead of, and then that makes it easier for you.
Yes,
and for
like-
the budget.
I can then sort out what we can do and what we need to hire out.
Yes,
And how fast stuff needs doing.
okay. So. We need to put a figure in the 27, 28. So shall we throw 25,000, 30,000?
Yeah.
We can change it next year.
Right, exactly.
25.
25.
So what did we do for town office 26, 27? Just the 20? The 20,000 or 20,000 plus 12?
12,
Just 12?
and then the next year 25.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, the 20 that's carrying over.
Right,
Yeah.
Back,
plus-
yes.
right.
Okay, because we're moving 20 from 25, 26 to 26,
So we'll have
27,
32 and
32. Yeah.
okay.
And the 25,000 for 27, 28 is for the side steps, the doors, and other
Smaller
projects. Okay.
You know that 12 and 26, 27 is for that. The
Yeah, the
25,
25 is looking into
the
the
basement.
base.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Is there a way for us to add? So we have another column or two going out further
You
years?
can add as many as you want.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it does, but I'd like these guys to, I'd like everybody to look out for, we don't know what we're doing.
No, I know, but I mean, if we
Yes.
build the plan,
Oh yeah,
right,
I mean, we have, the
We
basic
have it.
budget goes out, the equipment goes out
Exactly.
to 30-31.
right. So
So, yeah.
we just make the,
So, okay,
Add some
yeah,
columns.
add some columns. Okay, we done with the town office? I guess so.
for now,
And the firehouse, we have bunk room project and for 40,000 and furnace flooring and paint. So the bunk room project is really gonna happen in this coming year? Have you, we talked to our fire chief?
Travis and I did today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got somebody doing managing a project. That's what he gave me for a number, was the 40,000.
for next, and so I'd like to, before we approve this, to know how much that bunk room he anticipates is gonna be used. Cause I think that's really important. I mean, for a $40,000 bunk room is a great idea and it's been on the wish list and something we said that we could do, but. He's also got a lot of people in the fire department right now, so I think that.
Vicky.
Yes,
So again, and I'll bring this up in a public meeting. We have meetings. I am walking from Tweed Airport to a bus station right now and in the meeting. So I get a little annoyed if we can't have at least a representative from the fire department to speak on behalf of our fire chief if he's not there. So I do want to let that be known. Thank you.
thank you, and I'm questioning it as well because this is a pretty costly item, and if
Said he was
it's,
gonna be here.
if it's not gonna be used, then yes,
Or it
so,
could be scaled back.
yes.
So the furnace, he said to hold off on that, the furnace flooring and paint hasn't been done. At all,
Mhm.
the mold issues are done, that project is completed.
Okay,
So the mold in the basement has been mitigated,
yes,
just an update.
Patrick.
Travis, do you have, when, to come back to the bunk room question, what is this supposed to be? Well, we don't know, that's, okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Sarah will enlighten us.
The idea was that Rich would reach out to second homeowners or visitors who are on fire departments in their their primary locations. And see if they would like to volunteer a weekend, a month or something, and offer them housing in exchange.
Okay.
It also, in a very minor way, could be like emergency housing, in a crisis situation, but it wouldn't, it's not designed, my recollection is not designed for more than 4 or 6 people. It's not designed to hold up 15 people. So it wouldn't be a real efficient emergency shelter, but it would be a possible.
I think there's a lot of back end that has to happen to make this work. I mean, in terms of, oh, but I was skiing, so I couldn't go on that call or whatever, you know what I mean? So, or whatever. I'd like to hear the whole plan.
Or having some.
Since it's been years. I mean, this has been hanging around for a long time, so.
Do you want me to ask Rich for written?
I just texted him to see if he was
Okay.
coming.
This was a big discussion at a town meeting a few years back.
Yeah,
When he asked for 30,000.
it's quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes, Dan.
I believe the firemen who hang out at the coffee shop once told me that it was in the original planning not to have one of those there. And they were holding strong on that. I'm sure it could have been changed, but I think we should look into that first.
All right, so I'm putting a big question mark on that whole, that, and then the furnace, flooring and paint, that's fine, we can put it back. I have no problem with that for the next 27, 28.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on capital building plan? All right. We got through one agenda item in the whole time that we were gonna use for the whole thing. 1A of the agenda, equipment, capital equipment.
I'm gonna make some fresh copies for you.
Oh, these are different too?
Yep, they were working right up to the meeting.
Okay,
Yep. This way we have more friends.
My next good question on this anything.
yes.
So if this has nothing to do with building or equipment. Reappraisal fund. Should that have been talked about the last meetings?
Probably,
Meetings?
yes. Well, it doesn't mean we can't talk about it, but it's not on today's agenda.
Right, so I could add it to something somewhere.
Well, you have an update on the reappraisal process, so you might wanna add an addendum to it, since you're on the agenda for that. Yes, Jeanette?
That general budget review.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah. yeah,
Okay, so this is, you can discard. What may have been on the table, my little fancy designs,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Oh, you did that. Looking for a
My
compass or
doodle.
something? Yeah.
My doodle. Alright.
All right, who wants to start? Are we talking Travis first, or you're gonna let Mike go, or what? Travis, you wanna talk first?
Sure. So 26, 27. I wanna look at. What would have been this 100,000 would have been in 27, 28. To ease the burden in 27, 28. I wanna bump that into this year. Is a refurbishment on one of our 10-wheelers. And then. Down below the maintenance pickup that we purchased, I'd like to purchase another new smaller dump truck. That's the other 100,000 that you see. And then down below the international. Dump truck, I'd like to purchase a used vibratory roller for the dirt roads.
What does that do?
So that rolls the
Wash.
packs the dirt roads in to make them last longer in between grading. We've been renting them and
They work?
yeah, I'd like that, and we don't need a new one, so. Hence the cost, I mean, I suspect I could do under that, you know, definitely hoping to be under budget on that, but. I think that'll get us a decent used vibratory roller. Then I was visiting with Joe about this one, the new guardrail post pounder for 14,000. I didn't know if I should budget for that or if that would be something that I could just come back and ask you guys to get, but that's a one-time purchase.
Do we have one of those?
We don't, but I think we've waited over a year to get guardrail repaired. I mean, over on Handle Road by the covered bridge, we waited 8 months for that to get replaced, and I think Joe and Marco drove past the one up on Ellis Brook for almost a year waiting, because like there's only 2 guardrail companies and they get tied up on state jobs, and if I had our own pounder that could put on our own skid steer, I could buy the rail. We could do these little fixes ourselves. You know, it's just a matter of purchasing the pounder. So that's what that is.
Okay.
And then another trailer for the tractor trailer, which is a drop deck equipment trailer so that we could move equipment, move the roller, move a dump truck if it needed to go back to a dealership, because tows are in the thousands of dollars if you need to have a dump truck towed anywhere. We could do it ourselves. We could push it on, take it. And that's what the 40,000 is. So there's those 4 additions, and then the 1 truck refurbishing for the highway end of the equipment.
So this looks, yeah. That's
Travis updated the entire
And yeah,
inventory fleet.
right, yeah,
Everything's fresh.
everything in there is fresh and updated since what people would have seen in last year's town report. A lot of the equipment has been updated with the new dates and the new models and the replacement years and all that. I just wanted to mention too, you know, last year the highway budgeted 350,000 and we only ended up spending 71,000 out of pocket by the time we sold everything, and we're under budget on this or that, so.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Anybody have any questions about Travis's list? That'd be enough from Patrick. Okay. So I think we'll jump over to Mike.
So we've got the 59,365 to replace the detective's car, as we talked last meeting, that's going to be figure out that wilderness. That's the price of the vehicle along with the outfitting of lights and the equipment.
And you think you might get 8,000 for it in a trade-in?
Better shot with this one than the last one,
Okay,
put it that way.
okay.
You know,
Must not have quite the same amount of rust.
that's the main issue.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then do you want to talk about the P technology well?
Question,
Or is that-
Sarah.
just going out where you have the Ford Interceptors being replaced in 27, 28, 28, 29.
Yeah.
Right, are those still gonna be 75, or are you gonna be switching everything over to Subarus?
No, so this, what the Subaru can't do for us is have a cage.
Oh.
So my car and the Texas car don't need to have a cage, the other ones that are doing more road work, you need to have a secure place to secure somebody. And that's not an option.
So we can only at most have 2 non-caged vehicles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so. With that in mind, these cage companies are very selective as to what they will do. When you get a custom one, that it's gonna cost you. I don't know what it costs you.
Oh my God.
It would be ridiculous, which I would match you as is, and that's cookie cutter to put it in a vehicle. So it has to be a certain type of vehicle with not cruisers, which is why we need to buy a cruiser specific vehicle, which is why the price jumps substantially. Because those vehicles cost them. And that's my best guess, 75 moving forward, that's what it costs to upfit the Tahoes 2 years ago. I don't know that it's gonna be the same.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions? No, at this point, nobody else has a question about it, okay. So now we have. The fire department. And I see
No major.
no changes,
Right,
It's
we,
kind of the rolling replacement.
yeah, we did, Travis, when he was in the office, what did we say, there was
The
a
utility truck
utility
for
truck.
last year,
mhm.
it's gonna carry over into this year, right? Any order one or something?
Yeah, we have one up, we have a vehicle on the way
Yeah. And that's the one.
and. Let's see, utility one
Yeah,
for 25, 26. So that's the 345.
right.
So
Mhm.
that's gonna get moved probably,
Because we're not gonna receive it,
right?
right?
Hadn't we put some money out on that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably could purchase the chassis though.
Right.
Yeah, we
Wouldn't
I
did.
have
mean, we didn't have 100%, but we have expended
Mhm.
some.
Yep, would have been.
Mark
The
up.
engine 2 is the one, one of the old engines is the one that we're waiting on. Down
Yeah,
in
the
30.
old Mac next year, right?
Well, you don't, there's
No.
nothing.
I think that's the 345, I think is in the wrong.
Oh,
Alright, you guys figure
I'm gonna have
that,
to sit with him again.
figure that
Yeah.
out.
And then I know we wanted to put an additional 100,000 a year
In.
for the ladder truck.
Mhm.
So for example, this year we raised 650. We didn't, we should have raised, if we wanted to, we could have done 750. So should we do that going forward? An additional 100,000 for the ladder truck? They're all zeros now because not sure what we want to do, but
I think we should do that. It's even then, if we
Yeah,
buy it in
right.
2930, we're only gonna have $400,000 for it. Versus
So we'll only be
1.38 million.
100.
And I
Yeah.
just ask, I wanna make sure I understand the numbers I'm seeing, so the set asides for the 3 fire engines, the 977 times 2 and the 1380 to replace existing vehicles with a plan of actually doing the spending. We're banking or setting aside cash through this, through the taxes raised and plus the funds available, right?
Mhm.
And then we hit a negative in
Mhm.
2930 based on this, so so you're thinking we put aside some extra, so we do that?
that was
Maybe
that was the thinking last year.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then
And they-
or shifting some of these things to the.
Yeah.
Or we may have to ramp it up and add another 100, another 50 or another 100 the following years too, just to try to catch up, because once that ladder truck is,
That's big.
yeah, it's really big. It's gonna eat up everything. So let's ease it in with 100 starting this year. And we can put numbers like 150 the next year
Okay.
too, and I think that we really need to do that.
And I have to rejigger some of these things with the 345 and the 977.5.
Yes.
Because when he was in the office earlier, we did talk about replacing the current utility box truck we have, so I don't know if that's the 345.
I think it was.
Is that the 345? But
I
that
think
would
it
be
was.
for 26, 27. Most likely, and I have to see what the net is on the
Right.
delivery of the new truck that we're waiting on. Like what
Yeah.
year we're gonna take delivery on that, because I know
And we
it's like a
we
3-year.
already did buy part of it,
Yes,
so,
yeah, so that's a gap, right?
yes, okay, so that, we'll revisit
Yeah.
that. All right, okay, then we come along and have all that looks like all of the fire gear, hose and equipment are.
Yeah,
And that's pretty, and then we come back to PD technology.
So that's 16,000. 2,000 of that is an iPad. And all the accessories and mounts for the new cruiser. And then I would like to buy 2 more 80-part cameras. We currently have 6 cruisers, 4 of them have cameras. One has a brand new one because the old one stopped working. Currently, we have another one that's not working, so we have one cruiser that should have a camera that does not have a working camera. So I would like to buy 2 to replace 2 of the 3 that are currently old and no longer serviceable. Thinking that one of them will at least last another year, so that we can get through.
So how much are those cameras, Mike?
That just under 7,000 for the camera and the install.
Well, it makes like the interrogation room one look.
Positively reasonable.
Yeah,
So that's a one-time that the storage and all that is built into the system area.
okay,
So that would be a one-time hardware.
and then just plan to buy one every year.
Yeah, like, well,
What, is that what that 8,000 is going forward?
kind of, yes.
Or
No,
the placeholder?
It's a placeholder,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking these new ones, we should be able to get more than the life of the car out of them. I'm hoping, so we shouldn't have to buy one every year when we buy the car.
Well, it sounds like you definitely need one, and it sounds like you need to replace another one too,
Yes,
so.
I think you'd be real lucky if another one doesn't work.
So, the interrogation room,
Right. So that also is being run by one of these in-car systems, hooked up to cameras that we've had since Bobby was here.
mhm,
It's starting to get a little glitchy on us and not work as good as it should. And if that fails, it's not great. We need that, for evidentiary reasons, for interviews and interrogations.
I'm asking you to look into your crystal ball
Mhm.
and say, do you think you can limp till the next year or the 27-28 year?
I think the thing that might fail would be the hard drive, which is what's in the cruisers. So worst case scenario, I'd rather have a cruiser on the road without a camera than be without the camera in the interrogation room.
Mhm.
So very worst case scenario, we could replace, we could even put a brand new, one of the new hard drives if we had to take it out of the car.
Right.
In that,
So by buying, okay,
yeah, see what I'm
Okay.
saying, so
Yep.
it's kind of a buffer to get us through for a couple of years, I think.
you're juggling these things.
Yeah, we may have to actually literally juggle them.
So I think going out, knowing that 16,000 could be for either or, one for one. I would add the annual fee of the cloud storage into the next years.
So for the 27-28, it would be the
Plus,
7,500 and then 56 each year after that.
added in.
Yeah.
We did that, Marco?
so in addition to the 8,000,
The 8,
So the first year would be 7,500, then
Yes.
the 56 going out, because that's how it.
oh, so it's not 8,000, it'd be 7,500,
No, 8,000 plus 75
alright.
Yeah.
Plus 5,600
after
each
that.
year, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
yep,
Then town office computers looks pretty stable. 2,000 a year.
I had upgraded something there with, Mark, I don't know if that is.
Yeah, that's in the operating budget.
Okay,
Okay. So it looks like we still have a few questions on this one too. Okay. All right, any other questions about the capital equipment budget?
Nope.
Okay, so let's move on to paving.
Fresh copies.
Oh, yeah,
This one didn't change.
huh?
This one didn't change.
Didn't change?
No,
Okay.
nope.
All right. So talk to us about the paving plan.
Okay.
Travis.
I'll just go over this year's and then I wanted to visit with you guys about moving forward, okay?
Mhm.
Alright. This year's paving is looking like paving Alpine Loop, only the main loop. The completion of our Blue Brook 3-year project. A resurface on Buckboard Drive. A resurface and extension on Johnson Hill Road. And the paving of Stuger Road.
How long, let's jump, how much more Johnson Hill are you gonna do?
More. I don't know. I don't have the numbers,
Okay,
but it's more than resurfacing what's there.
Okay.
Cause the only section we did is like 500 feet.
mhm,
I think the extension puts it out another 700 feet,
okay,
but. But that number in the tonnage is. Okay, it covers the overlay on the current. And the extension of the new
okay,
on the new.
it's a
It's,
small.
it won't
it's a
go
small
up,
thing.
it's only gonna. That, it's all figured in.
Okay,
And then I wanted to run something by you for 26 or 27, 28. I've been exploring the options of. And Brattleboro's doing it this year. I wanna see how they make out, but. They have this technology, it's been around a few years. They do slurry seals. So it's an asphalt coating that coats just the top surface. With some granulars in the top. And it seals, it makes the road look like it was paved, you know, it's all fresh black.
so this is going over,
Overlaying the current blacktop, but it's a seal, it's. And they claim it's gonna buy 5 to 6 years. On some of our lesser travel roads that are in good shape, I would love to try it on some of them. I just don't know how far we can go.
mhm,
You know, I don't wanna spend the whole budget on it. I still think we need to do some overlays on some of the stuff that we think need to be resurfaced, you know, so I'll throw them in there. But after I make a short list of what I'd like to see overlaid, I'd like to be able to have the rest of the budget, you know, obviously I'll get you some numbers when it's time, but
I'd like to.
do some of that.
The board would like to know what streets they might have done this on, so that we can
Oh, yeah.
also look at it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and it's not gonna make it any more slippery in the winter.
No, because
It's got some
that's where the
granular.
granulars are added in.
Okay,
Yes.
Sarah,
Does it make any sense for Johnson Hill, for the part that you're resurfacing, to do it on that? It's a very small section. Or is that not a good enough test?
No, I think that road is just broken up enough where. I'd like to see it resurfaced, such as Buckboard, you know, I'd like to be different. But yes, there is some that I'd love to see, and like I said, Brattleboro's gonna do it, they're doing at least a mile of it, I'm definitely keeping my eye on this, and I'm gonna go down and check it out myself.
oh yeah,
You know, and even.
after the winter too.
Yeah, and well, I've talked to Brattleboro,
Let's see.
a couple of times already about it. And, you know, hopefully I can get him to let me know when they're doing it, cause I'd like to see it too.
right.
And, you know, I can see pictures and videos on, but.
Do you
I'd
know
like
what
to see
company
it.
is doing it?
Seal Master is the name of the company. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they thought they could sell some to you, they
Yeah.
probably would want you to go
Right,
there.
yeah, well, they're also the same company that sell the crack sealing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the carts and you can rent and whatever else.
Joe, did you have something to say? No, Sarah.
I do.
Just can we, like with the others, can we add more columns to the paving? Because I know
Yeah,
particularly on new paving, people like
oh, yeah,
a lot of advance notice, so they're
Yeah.
gonna be unhappy.
Well, the one, yeah, I mean, the equipment goes out to 30/31
Right.
and
Right.
the paving one should go out
Paving
further.
one goes-
Because people get upset or excited or whatever, you know.
I'd love to see it.
There's no reason-
I
I
want to
mean,
run that stuff by you.
You can
before
push
I-
this stuff all together and get more of it.
Okay.
on it. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
May I?
So I was just wondering about, obviously we do a lot more plowing than Brattleboro does. Just wondering with the amount of scraping we do, if it's not really gonna last that 5 or 6 years. And is it really a guarantee or, oh, sorry, you scraped the road too much? That's some of my questions. Thank you.
Yeah,
Travis
Also-
is shaking his head, he's not sure, those are questions that are, yeah.
But
Dan,
I do appreciate him doing collaboration with other towns and trying and doing new things to try to mitigate some costs. Thank you.
Dan?
Rose.
Dan Probst.
Oh, he's gone.
Dan Probst. Okay, anybody else have anything they wanna say about this? Okay,
I'll work on extending the payment.
okay,
Okay,
thank you.
yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
All right, we will obviously have to revisit those again. All right, next we're gonna go to continue general budget review. Yes, Travis.
What do you guys want to do about the Blue Brook Bridge? Do we want?
Yeah. But,
Do we
yeah,
want to start
a fund,
something,
well,
you know, or do we,
I think
do you want
that-
me to get some more hardcore numbers first and then revisit it next year?
well, I
That's
think
up
that
to
we
you
should get it
guys.
on the warning this year.
Yeah.
If we wanna establish a bridge, you know, fund. And so
Mhm.
we are gonna need to do that, but if, to do that, we are gonna need some information.
Okay,
So
Yep.
I think that should be a warning that if the rest of the board agrees to establish a bridge repair, replacement.
bridge replacement.
Yeah.
We have a bridge repair.
Okay, bridge replacement.
Yep.
There,
Wasn't there talk that there might be grant money out there for this kind of thing?
It's only up to $200,000.
we'll take anything we
Yeah,
can
no,
get.
absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that if we don't, we're gonna be,
Mhm.
that bridge is gonna probably,
Yes,
and we spent a fair amount of money just trying to repair it so we could.
absolutely.
Just keep it going.
So. So as a warning. Joe, do you have any issues with that?
No, I do not.
Okay, great. So Dan, we lost you for a little.
Yeah.
We were just discussing at the end of Travis's piece, about establishing a bridge replacement fund and putting it on the warning for this year.
Okay.
Okay,
My question was about the repaving of the stuff
Okay.
they're using in Brattleboro. Do they lay it down with regular paving machines or is it like seal coat where they just slide it down?
It's a mixture of both. It's a liquid that they spray into a box and then it levels out. It's not just it's not like the chloride where it's just a fog, where it's like just sprayed. It's actually applied. I guess if that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Anything else, Travis?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Now we're gonna move to general budget review. So. I see some other. Organizations have come in asking for money at the end. Under appropriations. But we still have a lot of holes there. What, do we anticipate the library's budget soon?
No,
No,
looking at me.
has anybody asked them for it?
I haven't, I've asked the Eastover Fire Department for theirs. but
Well, thank you,
anything
thank
from
you.
them.
Yeah,
I know Allison had asked me about something a while back, but I didn't know if you were in touch with her.
May I speak? Hello.
Joe?
Hey, I probably dropped the ball. I should have stayed on top if they needed to get something to us. I will call right after this meeting and get an answer for everybody. My apologies. So
He
usually
dropped the
it's
ball, he
probably
went
bring it in,
for
so.
he apologizes
About what?
About the
Eastover.
library?
for the library.
Library, okay, thanks, Joe. Okay. What else is there been, can you guys tell us if there's any changes?
Very minor,
Very minor,
very minor. I played some film at him, page 3 doesn't wanna disappear on me. Yeah. I know Mike, we spoke about adding, what was it, Mike, tires? Or,
Oh, yeah, 800 to the vehicle maintenance.
yeah, 800 and, that was for the seasonal
Yeah,
tire
yeah.
switches, right?
So we talked about buying set of tires for winter, a set of wheels for winter tires. Per new car we purchase, so it's about 800 gets us a decent vet that will last the car, I believe.
okay.
So that's the 15 under parts, supplies, vehicles, the last line item of the budget for them goes to 15,800, and I know Tabby put in
Diane and Bill Bluma.
an increase if you go to kind of more up to the front, page 2, which would be 017-1426-00 office equipment. That's 6,000. That includes $3,000 for server migration for this 26-27. Is that right, Tabby?
Yes,
That's
we're
6
gonna
grand.
try to migrate off of an application server into a storage server environment.
So,
Which,
annual fee for that?
no,
Okay,
what it will do is, as we migrate off of the file server structure that is there, our licensing costs and the additional costs that Microsoft are putting on should reduce.
okay. Thank you. Any questions about that?
Not about,
Patrick?
not about that, but in that section, or you want, the planning commission legal fees.
Okay.
We had 30,000 in the budget this year and 5 proposed for next year.
We should almost.
Are we almost at, that's why I just wanted to see where we were in terms of completion of the process.
For the 26-27 budget, how much more work will be done on the zoning bylaw? Where we need legal counsel.
Well, we haven't even started
Right.
with legal counsel on that for the bylaw. I mean, there was legal.
That's what I'm asking, actually, is that enough, given that wherever we are in the process?
You know, I'm not sure, I got sort of a ballpark estimate from our council on how much to add in for that. Since we're working through most of the technical information with Wyndham Regional, and that is covered by our grant and covered by Wyndham Regional. It's a lot of the Dover particular specifics that will be reviewed by our attorney. I went with the number he gave me.
We put in 5,000. So I don't know if that's enough or. Yeah.
Marco, out of the 30,000 that was budgeted for this year, how much has actually been
We
spent?
have. There's a copy of the current budget right there, which would be Vicky 144202. 17144202.
Okay, yeah, 1402, oh no. 1714, give me the last one.
42.
Oh, 42, sorry.
42. Yep.
42, we've spent $105.
Right, we have budgeted 30,000,
Yes.
correct, yes.
So we should be able to, that 30 mostly will carry over, right?
No, you
No,
lose it in the operating budget,
oh,
it's one and done, it's the budget. Doesn't,
Okay.
the funds don't carry over, and if we have a surplus, obviously,
We can apply, but
right,
yeah, but.
yeah,
That's why I think we dropped it to 5, because we, to date, have not spent much.
And for the bylaw project, again, we don't have anything that we've been spending any time reviewing with our attorney yet. It has to get further into that process.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
What is it, Caroline?
I don't know off the top of my head, I can look that up.
Just wondering how many hours $5,000 buys.
I don't know that off the top of my head.
But I had to look at an old invoice.
Yes,
As I recall, Tabby, we got, the 30,000 wasn't a number plucked out of the air. This was the number you talked to the attorneys and they kind of suggested you budget something like that.
Right, because we had the $25,000 grant,
Right,
and then with the additional,
but this is under legal fees, $30,000. This is,
I don't know why that's under legal.
it's what it is.
Okay.
Planning commission legal fee.
Yeah, I remember last year, the year before, we wanted to carve out extra legal line items so that it wasn't all built into one
big legal.
it went to the big legal line item, so with the town plan and the bylaw update.
Yeah,
it was
I'm
more
just asking to
pertinent.
make sure
Yeah.
that we have enough money.
I
set
think
aside
so,
for
I
this.
think right now it's okay. But it really, would Peter know, have a sense of how much legal work there would be down the pike next year? Okay.
You know, one of the questions that maybe is, are you including zoning legal fees in
That's a
that?
separate-
That's a separate line.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, I
Yeah.
just wanted to.
DRB
that I was-
decisions.
I thought it was clear there. So no, I believe that's all covered in that process. Again, I'm not really sure how much time will actually be needed other than the estimates that I was given by our attorney.
I just feel like 5,000 isn't very much.
Right.
I agree, I don't think it's very much, should we increase that, or I can check with our attorney and have him look at these numbers or look at these hours again and maybe give us another quote.
Yeah, I mean, that 5,000 is basically supposed to cover 100% of his review of our new bylaw.
Right,
And that doesn't seem like a lot of money for that.
I would agree, it doesn't seem like much, again, I went with the
Right.
quote I was given, I would like to maybe revisit that with him or add more to that.
I think revisit it with him.
And
Versus just plucking it out of the air, right?
And
Well,
that's
he was the
what-
one who gave me the number, so
But he didn't say, you don't remember how many hours that was.
not off the top of my head, again, a bunch of the lifting of this is being done by Wyndham Regional.
Right.
And making sure that things meet statutes, et cetera, so that you won't have to go and,
You won't have to research, we still have to read it all.
Well, yeah. Let me revisit it with him and try to come back with something a little bit more accurate.
Okay, great, thank you.
And if I could just ask, if you would ask him what his hour pay is gonna be for that work.
Yeah,
So we
'cause I
can
know
actually
the
know
ones
how many
we-
hours.
So,
And the next one down is assessor legal fees.
Were you serious when you said Zippo?
Nothing, there's nothing in the line item.
Nothing, there hasn't, we haven't spent anything or we haven't budgeted anything, so what would you like?
We might wanna put something in because we're gonna have some appeals that
Some,
God forbid we end up in court, but you never know.
Would that come out of the reappraisal fund?
For this, I would say that might be the best idea. So we're not adding a lot to the actual budget going. And then we'll have to discuss how all that's gonna work going forward. Cause we'll be at every 6 years. Does that make sense to you, Vicky, to do that?
I think we need to,
Definitely need to talk.
we need to
about
put something, I think we need to put something in that line item for next year. And I
Say
think
5,000.
I have no idea, you know, it's a shot in the dark. Sarah?
if we were to end up in court over this, is there anything that the LCT covers, supports? Provides that,
I don't believe so,
okay,
but it's worth an ask.
Okay, will you ask and then
Mhm.
come back with so we have an informed idea of what to put there? Linda,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, other things on the budget?
We moved, if I may,
Yeah, yes,
emergency management, we moved the dispatching from fire
right,
to emergency management, most of it anyway.
that shows up pretty
Yeah.
clearly in there. The telephone at the office here. And it's just gonna keep going up like crazy. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the phone, you know, the internet phone, but it's a lot cheaper, Tabby.
I was just reviewing options with that, with Arcom, who also has a whole phone service and system, and they handle telephony, and one of the things that I was talking to them about was wanting to sort of review exactly what wiring we've got coming into the phone, into this building, what needs to remain on copper, one or two things, and looking at how we can integrate the phone system and reduce our costs there, as well as looking at some of our other costs. I had that conversation with Marlon 2 days ago,
Oh, wow.
so that's, timing couldn't be better.
And obviously they're trying to get rid of all the copper in this country, so it may be time to really look at other options and so maybe, but something we should keep, I think, in the back of our minds that could be a place we could.
My initial thought was, do we look at that in next year, or do we want to look at it with this budget that we're reviewing? You know,
I think we need to have some more information to just understand what the cost is to switch over. And, cause obviously you're gonna need all new headsets and everything,
the whole night.
handsets and, yes, and what the ongoing costs are on a monthly basis, cause I know at my old business that our telephone tripled. So
Vicky,
landlines are
If I
really
may, it will
expensive.
start that investigation and start putting together the pieces and the numbers and all of that so that you can review it to see where that lands.
Great. Dan,
I got a call the other day from Consolidated informing me that they're disconnecting the phone at the Dover Historical Society because they're not supporting DSL anymore. And I said to them, well, that also runs our alarm. And, you know, I like landlines. So I sent the thing to our representative, Laura. She hasn't gotten back to me as yet. But the nerve of them to just say, we're disconnecting you. So I think we have to plan something. Along with electricity, that's going to go up 30%.
okay. 30%?
Yep.
Green Mountain Power is asking for a 30% increase?
No, just listening to Dylan Radigan and guys on CNBC, and they said because of the AI, the need for electricity, we can't build the plants fast enough. So everybody's going to either have to shut their electricity off, or we're going to pay more money for it.
Yes. All right. And our electricity, we are proposing an increase. Because there is an increase. Okay. Where are we? I'm down to the fire department. So Rich, we obviously went through the capital building plans. And the $40,000 for the bunk room, can you revisit with us, cause it's been a while, the bunk room, the usage you think you might get, the capacity that it has, all those little things that we kind of, there are new people on the board and, can you do that for us?
I could do that for you.
Thank you.
From here, you want me to go up there?
You're fine there as long as you talk loud enough to have it recorded.
Okay, so anyways, we talked about having a spot for possibly seeing if we could have a couple people live at the firehouse during the winter. When we get a lot of calls. You know, we're getting killed with false fire alarms and fire alarms. We, you know, the guys, they're just, there's not that many guys and they can only do so many hours and they have to work up for a living. So kind of our thought at the time that I discussed with those that were on the board was, I had a friend who went to college over in Nashua at the fire academy and he stayed at a firehouse and the deal was he had to, be responsible for calls 5 or 6 nights a week to be available. And in exchange, he got a place to stay without having to pay rent. And, you know, there's a lot of people that come work at Mount Snow that are certified firefighters, one, so my thought was. If we could maybe swap with somebody that they would be responsible to be on call. Several nights out of the week for us, 5 to 6, you know, we would give them a place to stay. And they wouldn't have to pay rent. And so we're looking at doing 2 rooms like that, which would kind of be like a dorm room. There'll be a bathroom with a shower upstairs and a second bathroom that will kind of double as a bathroom for the training room and also as a spare. And then we're gonna do 1 room with like 2 sets of bunk beds. So we had some guys that were on the fire department at the time when we thought of doing it. That, you know, lived down in North Adams, that they worked at Mount Snow, so if they went to a fire call. You know, at midnight, or they got done their shift at 5 and they were out till midnight or 10. Instead of driving 2 hours, an hour down, an hour back, they can get 2 extra hours of sleep, they can just bring a sleeping bag and sleep on the bunk bed. So that's what we're trying to accomplish with that. We budgeted 20-something thousand for it back in the day, that was pre-COVID, when COVID came, we couldn't get anybody to look at it, we couldn't get anywhere with it. I finally, as I think I mentioned at the last select board meeting I was at. Bob Rubin agreed to help me out with it, so he's gonna get us some subcontractors. And he's got some guys that do some framing, so he was gonna frame it out for us. So we wanted to get going with it, and then when we put the numbers to it, now that it's, you know, 10 years later, 7 years later. 7 years, I guess, 2019 to 2026, the cost of everything has gone up, like I think I mentioned that.
remember which group I mentioned it to, but pre-COVID, we were buying a stick 2-inch conduit for like $7, $5 to $7. And then during the height of COVID, it was over $50 if you could get it, it settled in the 40s. So, prices have gone up substantially.
Sarah,
I can't write as fast as you talk. So you want 2 dorm style rooms, single occupancy with their own showers?
No,
Oh, with a shared shower?
right, there's gonna be 3 rooms, there's actually 4 rooms.
Okay, 4 rooms.
2 rooms are gonna be like a dorm room with a single bed. Probably a double bed, just because it's got enough room. And then there's gonna be 1 room that's gonna be more like a bunk room with 2 bunk beds, so that'll be 4. Then there's gonna be a little sitting room because I have a space I have to keep open so that I can cover egress. And then we're gonna have 2 bathrooms, one with a shower. And a bathroom that's gonna be dedicated to the rooms, to the sleeping area. We're gonna have a second bathroom as a backup in case 2 people have to go at the same time. And also use that as a bathroom for the training room so that if people are using the training room upstairs or using it for a meeting, they don't have to go all the way downstairs to find a bathroom. And then I'm gonna have a chief suite, that's gonna have. No, that's it.
Round king size bed?
so do you have anybody currently on the fire department that would be interested in doing
I
that?
don't yet, when it wasn't somebody on the fire department now. I was more looking and I had gone and talked to, I forgot his name. He was head of HR up there, the big guy. Thorn, thank you, right, yes. Mike's got all my members, I sold them to him. Isn't it? Like I said to him, would this be something that you think you could sell? He says, yeah, and probably get somebody, so I haven't confirmed that with Mount Snow yet. But I figured if we had the rooms available to us, we could do that with it, so.
So, and the only people who would actually be occupying the rooms would be certified firefighters.
Well, people that are agreeing that they're gonna be responding to. What do you mean by certified?
I don't know, but I mean that they're qualified to go,
Yeah, we're not gonna let you stay there, Vicky, I promise you.
I don't wanna be there.
I know, but yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be, only speak loud, I got trouble. It would be somebody who's gonna be able to go on calls, yes. Yeah, it's not just gonna be that somebody's gonna just go throw their sleeping bag there.
And in that 40,000, are you including the cost of furnishing the rooms?
I'm hoping the association's gonna cover the furnishing, and I'm hoping that I'm really high numbers, but again, I just. I'm doing the best guess scenario, as I've said for almost 30 years, if I could predict the future, 1.5 years down the road, I sure wouldn't be here.
Can I speak?
Yes,
So another good thing, and Rich isn't bringing it up, is we could have firefighters that are certified that live in town on the busier times when we get calls, Martin Luther King weekend, whenever we always seem to get a call, we would be able to have one of our own firefighters there on site where we pay them a stipend for the night to stay there. So we do get faster response time. We do get to something that we need to get to. So I'd just like to make sure that is an important aspect of it.
And that was more the bunk room. To do the bunk room.
okay,
And again, the other thing, like when I was a career firefighter in Maine, we had 3 shifts and, so there were 2 beds in each of the bunk rooms. And the 2 most senior people got their beds, and if you were the least most senior person, you had to oversleep on somebody else's bed, so you had to have all your bedroll in your locker, and you would throw it on top of the bed. Okay, I guess you didn't miss bed or something. And then at the end of the shift, you didn't have a locker in the room closet, or it wasn't your bed, it was so-and-so's bed. And then the third person for that room had a locker in the hallway. I see like what Joe's saying is, again, that's more the bunk room. So if a couple guys, if there's a storm and a couple guys are gonna spend the night or something, they would more sleep in the bunk room.
Okay.
And again, it's not nothing's perfect, but it's, I think it could help us, and especially with how tight housing is for people that come up to work, and it's not just Mount Snow, it could be that, you know, Joe Lowe's House of Fun at the Valley Center. You know, there's a guy who's coming up to cook for the season, and he's looking for a place to stay, and he's a fireman, so.
Any questions about the bunk room now?
Yes,
Dan?
Rich, would this help like in the summertime when we had vacations and we didn't have people to respond to it? You would dedicate somebody to stay in the bunkhouse?
Well, I can't really dedicate somebody to stay there unless you wanna give me some full-time employees, but. Yeah, it could be maybe over the summer, there's a person that's gonna be here for the summer that wants to stay. I was trying not to make it a year-round thing, because then you start to run into some tenancy stuff and some
Right.
residency stuff. So my thought was it'll be seasonal, December, mid-November through mid-March. But it could be used like if we had, remember we used to have mountain bike races, the Norva, and the town was busier than it was in the winter time. You know, and if I needed some help and maybe a couple guys are coming up from Greenfield and they're gonna stay there, and then we could use it for that. There's multiple uses. It's like during Irene, you know, I wound up sleeping at the police station on a couch, it was really small. And you know, so if one of the policemen wanted to, I don't know, we can leave cots over it. It's, you know, we had some cots that people could set up, but there'd be a place people could stay. You know, it's you know, again, it's got multiple uses.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay. So, okay, do you have anything about your the general budget? Not, that was capital.
Yeah.
So the drills, you're going up to 53%.
Yeah, we adjusted some of the numbers, because again, last year was the first year we tried to break it out more so we can see where our expenses were, and we found we maybe didn't allow enough on some stuff. We've also actually got more people showing up to drill and do calls. But so, and I actually this morning when Marco was visiting with Travis, and I butted in, you know, I talked to him, there's still some numbers I need to fine tune a little bit, because on some of the stuff, like in the office, I think I'm putting stuff in the wrong area, because some of my office numbers are way off. So I wanna just make sure I confirm them, but I think the overall bottom line is fine. It's just where they are, and I wanna try to get the line items, you know, more lined up, so that in the future, it's gonna be easier for somebody to walk into that spot, or for you folks, new people coming on the select board, to understand, you know, how the budget works. You know, we separated out the search and rescue, we separated out the fire calls. The fire calls are always a free radical. The searches, you know, if we were to have 4 or 5 major searches in the area, you know, we could run through a huge budget, but that's easy to explain. We had 4 or 5 searches, they were out for 2 days, that's why that line item so high, instead of the total payroll just being 1 or 2 line items.
Yeah, and you're at 70% already of your training fire
Yeah, I know.
drills, so.
But again, overall, I'm not in bad shape. And so that's why I said, I think it's an adjustment, it's just gonna take. It's kind of like with the overtime budget and the highway, you know. Phil used to sit there and say, if you can predict how many inches of snow we're gonna get for the year, I can, and how many times it's gonna come up, get my budget tighter.
Okay, anybody have any questions about fire department?
Nope. Anybody want to join?
You know,
Other things on the budget?
Are you guys all set then for kickoff?
Can I say a couple words for the fire department?
Yes?
So Rich, shouldn't we be getting some revenue in for false fire alarms now that we've got that situated? So you should have, I don't know how that is applying against your budget, or if it applies at the end of the season, or how Marco's tracking it. So I just want to make sure that's in the budget.
It's just like with the police department with fault burglar alarms, it goes in the general fund. Marco, I believe, tracks it separately, and I don't know what the number is, but it should be on your income. On your
Yeah.
balance sheet.
It's on
Okay.
we don't have any income reports today.
So that doesn't apply against the fire department budget, like not more in a good way than in a bad way to offset, some of the money. We don't do that. We just put it in the general fund for revenue.
Yeah, all income to the town has to go in the general fund, it can't go in
Okay.
specific line items.
But it can be marked as
Well, it is.
whatever,
Yes.
yeah,
We have an income line item for it, the way we do the
Yeah.
PD fines and such.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
alright, thanks, Joe. Anything,
And I will, just so you know, as an aside, it's pretty quick here, I'm coming to you folks, because we do have one large person that does not a large person, we have a false, an alarm that we go to quite often. He's amassed some pretty hefty fines and it's not paid yet, so need to come visit with you folks probably in January and figure out how you wanna deal with that,
okay,
but that's kind of something.
alright, yeah, so I guess that's it. I think we're good, Rich.
Thank you.
Thank you. What else on the budget, guys? Yes, Travis?
Probably should bump up the uniform rental on their highway 1,000,
They just went up,
just for. The extra employee,
okay, so that's going to 16,000,
yeah, I would just pump it up to cover us.
okay,
And I looked into the tire machines like you had mentioned, if you wanted to add another 6,500 or 7,000 to the small equipment, I could get a set of wheel and tire changers and balancers to cover
everything,
anything that me or Mike would need,
and so.
or even the fire departments.
What would, how?
They're like
well,
3,500 a piece. Those machines would last a long time.
So how long would it take for us to cover that, the fee for buying them? The charge for, in an estimate, I'm not asking you for,
I could probably answer that.
Yeah, I would say it. A changeover is easily 120, 140 now every time, twice a year.
Can I ask a question?
yeah,
So I assume that comes with a balancer, Travis?
Yeah, absolutely. Tire changing machine and a balancing machine. Yeah.
Okay.
so that would be 46 turnovers.
So it would take probably 10 years to offset the cost of it, but I don't think we were just looking at the cost, we were looking at the time savings too, of bringing the car and that side of it too,
I
so.
just divided the 6,500 by the number that Joe just gave me.
Right, but we do 2 changes per
Right.
car every year.
Per car,
Per-
20
Right.
cars.
But we
plus
are
all
looking,
trucks,
Right,
plus Richie's trucks. For the fire department.
Right.
There's.
About the town.
Oh, yeah.
So just about 1,200 a year.
yeah,
To do
Can
the
I-
whole fleet.
can we write into the 2026-27 budget that we can do it for the select board's cars too?
no, but.
I'm not kidding,
good
by the
idea,
way.
But no.
Nice try,
I'm
Joe.
not kidding.
But
It's a lot better than money.
Give us some levity here, I know.
I did look
A lot
into
better
it
than
and
money, in my
Health
opinion.
insurance through the town.
add it to the small equipment. That's where I would put it.
What do people wanna do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a piece of.
yeah. Well, we should do that.
So make that 19.
Sure.
Mhm.
I think we should have the town office have it. Got a small fee.
A convenience.
Okay, obviously, at this moment, we haven't discussed raises and I think we will do that at our next meeting. Does that make sense for everybody?
Sure.
But I think we've done a lot today and we know where we have some questions, so. We will revisit this again. And this is our last meeting in, no, we have, last meeting in, no, we meet on the 30th. No, it's the 3rd, yes. No,
23rd.
yeah, the 23rd.
What?
No,
Wait,
Can I
no,
make one more comment?
no, we just had a meeting last one, yes, because it's a 5 Tuesday month.
Right.
So
Can
we
I
will
make one
meet
more-
January 6th. What?
Make one more comment.
Of course, Jim.
Yeah,
I just want to thank Jim McDivitt for sitting through, the only real person out in the audience. Thank you for taking the time, Jim.
thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
you
Okay,
can get your tires
so
checked.
now we're gonna talk about an update on the reappraisal process from London.
Yes. Okay, so I just wrote out some basic things. Zeb continues to be a vital part of the assessment department. He's getting very comfortable with the tasks that he has been given. Then the rest is reappraisal, NEMC. They're approximately 95% finished with the data collection. It's probably even more, because I wrote this last week. Letters for inspections, income and expense information have all gone out to the commercial property owners. Those inspections will happen on January 7th and 8th. Let's see, as of this date, all the transfers and address changes, all that's up to date. It's gonna be really crucial because when they send out that initial value change letter, I've had quite a few returns on their first letter that they sent out. I wouldn't even try to set a percent that were returned, but I wanna say the majority of those were sold or something. So, yeah, and that I'll just pass on to everyone else in the building to hopefully be helpful with that. And then working with CAI, the tax map company. When they did the conversion from Patriot AP5 up to the map, it was done a little prematurely. That's my fault. So now when you go to the map, you're only gonna get the information that the guys have collected. You won't see new values, so you're gonna see all current values. But slowly it's getting there. But there's also some other issues that I will be working on with them when I have a good chunk of time that I can sit with them and say, all right, now go here, now fix that. Cause it's doable, like over a phone call. And just making note that the report, PVNR to Ways and Means should be out. Well, I said December 15th, that already happened, that was Monday. So that should be out, if it didn't come out Monday, should be out by the end of the year. And there will be a meeting set up to discuss their recommendations from the tax department on Act 73 and how those recommendations will affect us as assessment moves forward. Especially with the schools and what that was sort of, I don't know what's been decided, but how that's gonna affect me and my work going forward. And if we're gonna be regionalized, supposedly we already are, that passed, but don't know. So it's sort of up in the air. And so that brings me to the reappraisal fund. This reappraisal, I wanna say, was it 325,000? I'd have to check the contract, but it was somewhere around that figure, and so what that would leave in the reappraisal fund. Probably still we'd be looking at a couple $100,000. I think ours built up for quite a long time. And it's a good thing the state didn't ask for that back, cause that was talked about. So, but now that we're mandated every 6 years, I don't know. I don't wanna hold off to say, well, when we need it, we'll start doing it. But if we wanna start adding, I don't know, 25,000, I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be. If we have to do a full townwide, we're looking at a lot more than 325.
But is it too early to know and see what see what going forward, the whole appraisal process is gonna look like? Is the town gonna be required to fund it, or I have no idea.
Right, there's so many unknowns, and I guess probably it could wait a year.
I think it's just
we'll know.
such a moving target right now.
It is a moving target, and it might be that several towns band together and split the cost. I don't. It's so.
Or
hard.
we may be forced to band together and.
We may be forced to band
Yes.
together.
Or can I either make the other suggestion, or we may not have to even worry about it anymore.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
be
who knows?
the other thing. So my personal opinion about the fund, if it's our money that's in that fund, I think that it's been sitting there towards appraisals that we should restart funding if we think we're gonna need an appraisal in a year, and take that money and put it to the general budget or to whatever if we are over budget at the end of the year, if it so be, as opposed to sitting something there that was really just to be allocated, in my opinion.
Can we even do that? Is that legal?
I don't think we can do that because it's specifically. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
It's my understanding is it's that per parcel payment that's specifically to offset reappraisals.
And I'm not
And
sure
we've
why
been-
we're talking about it then.
Well, I think Linda's concerned that we're not gonna have enough money if we are responsible for it within the next 6 years to do another reappraisal, because it's gonna cost more than this one and we've drawn the fund down. Is that correct? Yes. And if they will, the state will continue to give that per parcel dollar figure to the towns or not. So I think it's, in my mind, we don't know a whole lot, so.
I don't
Agreed.
think it should. I don't think it should totally disappear as far as a thought. I think we should keep it as kind of somewhere in the forefront to not let it get away, but.
I agree with that too.
Probably at this point, it's safe to say we can go another year, and then by then, we should have more information,
Yes,
I hope.
great. So, good. Anything else, Linda?
I think that's it.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
going to be moving over to zoning, flood maps information update.
Basically, just a brief reminder that the maps are posted downstairs, and if anyone wants any more detailed or a closer view of their property or parcel to see how their flood map may have changed, it may have lessened, it may have increased. One thing that I'm working with is the engineering team who is working on the dam project at Mount Snow, because that will have an effect on the flood maps in that area, and their engineering information is going to be going up to our state floodplain managers and therefore through up to FEMA as well. To see how that will affect the projected floodplain adjustment in that area. It may be that the current preliminary maps will stay the same. And there may be a larger letter of map amendment that will go onto that property or that surrounding once the final plans by the engineers doing the work for the dam removal are complete. It's kind of things are moving at the same time, but there are no hard dates on anything. But we are making all of that interaction happen. Because that will have a major change in that immediate area.
Anybody have any questions about the floodplain? And Tabby mentioned that at our last meeting, which was a Zoom meeting, but they're downstairs out by her.
Yep, they're all out by there. The actual book with all of the data is there as well. Plus I can pull up a zoomed in on any parcel that, and it will show before, after,
Mhm.
and all of that.
And have anybody, people come in to ask
Not
about it?
yet, that's why.
Not even one?
Not one.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so now, we need to, go to the consent agenda. Approve the minutes of December 2nd.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of December 2nd.
Second.
Any errors, omissions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approve the warrants of December 6th, 2025 for $189,177.02.
I make a motion to approve the warrants of December 6th for $189,177.02.
Second.
Attention.
All in
Customers,
favor?
please be
Aye.
advised that track assignments for states departures will be displayed 20 minutes before.
I did look-
Seen them.
Joe and Dan haven't seen them, have you?
I looked at the warrants that you sent me.
So did I.
Look at the actual physical
Did you scan
bills.
them, Jeanette?
Oh, no, I scanned the report, but, yeah. All right.
Are you good
So
with the summary report?
I
Okay.
went through the payroll, all the way you sent it out, so I don't know. Well, I did look through it. I wish I knew I didn't need to if I couldn't vote on it next time.
What? Okay, so, Dan, you're a yes. Did you look at it too?
Yes, I did, and I sent
Okay,
it back to
and Joe
Jeanette.
did, okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I guess that's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
now we're gonna move into executive sessions for personnel who, going first. Why don't we have Jeanette go first?
Alright.
You're not having.
You don't need
executive